Hare Krishna. While practicing spiritual life, often we encounter this problem that if I practice spiritual life, I have to follow certain rules and regulations. I may have to lose many comforts and enjoyments that I am right now going through. How, while maintaining these things, how I can also practice spiritual life? It seems quite a legitimate question, because there is always a fear of losing something when you accept spiritual life. But to be honest, spiritual life is not losing anything. Spiritual life is all about adding Krishna to our life. So we are not losing anything. We are spiritualizing whatever that we are doing. So we should know the method of spiritualizing whatever we are doing. And we also should know that everything and anything cannot be spiritualized at a particular point, or especially when we are in a beginning stage of spiritualization. The more one is advanced, the more one can spiritualize anything and everything. But a beginner should be careful what could be spiritualized and what cannot be spiritualized. So, yes, while what we are doing, whatever we are doing, it could be spiritualized, but we should also be ready to sacrifice some things for a spiritual advancement. If you want to really advance in spiritual life, there are two principles that are mentioned. What are they? Anukulyasya sankalpaha, pratikulyasya varjanam. That whatever is favorable to spiritual life should be accepted. But if you find that something is not helping you spiritually, it should be varjanam, it should be given up. For example, when we want to become pure and spiritually advanced and good people, develop good character, certain things which are helpful, that is reading spiritual, literature, hearing from people who are spiritually advanced, associating with like-minded people who want to be spiritual, and in general, people want to be in a society where you are dealing with many people. So when we want to be spiritual life is not about you give up everything and go to Himalayas or go to a forest and you simply do some meditation. That is not spiritual life is all about. Spiritual life is all about changing ourselves and changing the environment around us. For example, I can give you a simple example. You may like music. So if you have to think, if I like music, can I use music into spiritual life? Yes. We have Hare Krishna music. In fact, every day we sing Hare Krishna mantra in various tunes. So if you like music, there is a re-spiritualization of music. Similarly, I like parties. You come to ISKCON temple or you come to a gathering of devotees where there is party, but that party is not for our enjoyment. What is a party all about? People who are like-minded, people who are, like to get together and discuss something nice. So we have parties, we have weekend parties in our ISKCON. We call them as love feasts. So Sunday many people come, they partake in love feast, they discuss, and we have tendency to discuss many topics. But here in our temples, we discuss about Krishna. We discuss about how to please Krishna, how to cooperate each other to do different services to Krishna. So all these natural tendencies that all of us have can be spiritualized in Krishna consciousness. So it is not something that you have to give up everything, leave everything, and etc., etc. No, I am a family man. Doesn't matter. We have many family devotees where women can associate with women and children have different training programs. So your whole family can become Krishna conscious. You don't have to give up your family. So in this way, there are many advantages which, as a social being, whatever we have, all of those things can be spiritualized in Krishna consciousness, because Krishna consciousness is all about varieties of doing different services to Krishna. It is not simply giving a program. As I said, it is simply adding Krishna to our life. But having said this, there are certain habits we must give up which are not good for our spiritual development. What are such habits? Suppose getting addicted to bad things such as drugs or smoking or drinking, etc., etc. These things are not very good for developing spiritual life. Or eating meat, etc., etc. These are some of the things which will not help us to grow spiritually. They don't help us to become a person of sensitivity. And we don't have to artificially give up anything, but gradually, by the association of people who have given up such things, it becomes as easy as anything for us to accept these simple rules. So in this way, the misconception that we carry that if I become spiritual, I may have to leave many things should be avoided. It is not a truth. It's simply myth that we have speculated, that we have just imagined that there may be something like this. No, in Krishna consciousness there is so much facility to actually re-spiritualize your life. Hare Krishna.